My god, there's so many buttons to press. Hello! Welcome back to Roll Play, where we roll dice and play games. We're back again with Threads of Chaos. It's been a while if you're watching this live, as we've all been away, but we are back again with some more hijinks and fun. So, we have a full house today, and we're going to dive straight into it. The party have had some downtime in air quotes. They've spent some time doing a little bit about themselves, learning some past mistakes, helping fix some others, as well as Cal turns into a dragon, band-aid ripped. Tons of chaos ensues, as per normal in this campaign, and now the party are heading, as they are partway through their downtime, to a new space they've never been to before. Journeying on the seas, they traveled to the Priminal Expanse to find resources to help them in defeating this next demon that they have to vanquish and kill. In the journey there is a little bit of practice with Cal's new body, as they are this huge dragon now. In the sort of combats between Ulrin and Cal, there is a bit of an even match, as we saw last session, but also revelations were made between Alessio and their god. Nebula had let it slip that something had perhaps... I won't make the joke. Their awkwardness ensued afterwards, and, well, we're having to live with the drama in tow. So, you are currently on the seas. Richter is piloting the ship, using his sort of incantations of the elements to push the sails forward. You have a couple of people with you, as well as some deck mates that are sort of hires for the ship. You have N with you, who you have since sort of freed from their curse by bringing back the sentiment that had been stolen from them, as well as the Flea Flu is also with you. Both creatures that you had met within the Fey Realm and now are here for some reason. But you have about a day until you reach the Priminal Expanse. What is going on the ship? What are you all up to in this moment?
The Flea Flu seems to be attached to Alessio.
Is it? Oh, yes. Sure is. Velcro baby. Alicia is looking up plants that that are, original to or specific to the Priminal Expanse that he could get his hands on.
Okay. Can you roll a nature check at advantage since you have some time to prep?
Sure thing. 24. Oh, that was
24.
almost a 20.
Okay. You come across a couple of strange abnormalities about this space in your research. The Priminal Expanse is somewhere where a focal point of energy had expelled and had caused the area to be almost nullified in magic, but had returned after some time. It, in that sort of implosion of energy, had caused the ground to shift and change. The topography, for the most part, is almost entirely kind of jagged and quite linear in how it's designed. The sort of free flow of the land isn't rounded, it's quite sharp and jagged. In the sort of depictions of the space as well, it is known for being a mining colony, one that is quite neutral. No one seems to have a real hold over this place, and they seem to mine these crystals that grow from the ground. They grow. They are somewhat plant-like, and they seem to come in a various state of affairs. But from what you can gather, they all seem to have a similar trait to something you've seen before, which is iodine crystals, a natural forming of them. But these ones, they cannot be turned into matrices. Something is missing from them, something that actually makes them unique. But they come in mass supply, and as with iodine crystals, they come in a various state of appearances as well as uses, varying from spatial and time manipulation to the elements themselves to specific elements of magic as well, be it shadow, divine. They come in various forms. So no plant life, but this sort of growth of crystal that just seemingly keeps expanding.
Interesting. Okay. Do I know if they have any medicinal use whatsoever, or is it nah?
Yeah, some of them would. Um,
Hmm.
Used in a specific sort of array. A lot of them are in tune with sort of spiritual energies. So people would use them as focuses for arcana, for example, or rituals that they'd be having because they are almost the purest form of that magic. And the same goes for medicinal purposes as well. There are some restorative ones which have been used to crush down and apply into pastes, and that sort of energy is almost passed through rather than actually being a harsh crystal that would perhaps cause shards of glass to enter someone if you were to apply it. Instead, it almost melds into the bloodstream and just becomes one with the person. So there are things that they can be used to fix and heal people as well.
Okay. He'll speak to Oren about getting his help and finding them and mining them out because he sure as fuck ain't gonna be able to do that by himself. Um, so he'll go up to Oren, ask for help.
Okay.
Of course. That's what we're here for, after all.
True. I just don't want to accidentally pick the one that might have an explosive in it or something. I don't know. I've never been there. They didn't have
Energy
explosive ones, did
packed
they?
tightly enough is always explosive.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess my concerns are valid then. I actually wanted to talk to you about something else too, if that's all right.
Sure, go right ahead.
Bit more private, maybe.
Of course.
Just scoot over to somewhere out of earshot of others. About the Feywild. And you're the only other cleric in this group. I'm not that close with Murdoch. The things that we saw, Oberon and Cal seem to be coping fine. But do you have any advice on how to deal with seeing things like that or the aftermath?
Unfortunately not. I fault myself to an extent. We've been fighting uphill for far too long. And I wish I had the strength to push through. We've spent so much time sneaking around. Alas. What, with regards to the horrors of what we have witnessed, there is no easy remedy, no techniques of meditation to ward them off. All I can advise you on is not to keep it to yourself. You've made the first step of talking to me. And all of us will need people to confide in, me included.
I guess you're right. It's just been a bit hard, I suppose. And I don't think I've been dealing with it in the best way I could be. Though I guess there isn't really the best way to do it, as you said.
Perhaps not the best way, but I prefer to keep myself busy in such moments.
Oh, that's kind of what I've been doing. Looks at a sparkling deck outside.
No slight to your cleaning skills, but I meant practical application. Something that will help you later. Perhaps brew a potion or order your things. Train a technique, a spell. Quite frankly, my focus is somewhat narrow, so the advice I can give you might be unapplicable, as I myself keep busy with crafting. But you too have your strengths, and you're a valuable asset to this group, and a good friend.
Thank you, Oren. That means a lot. You're a good friend too. I'll talk to everyone about this maybe when we're off the boat. Just something that's been on my mind, and about time I share it with everyone. No point in... I wasn't really trying to hide it, but I guess avoid bringing it up.
No sense in that. We all were there, and we all need a shoulder to lean on.
And if you ever need to talk as well, I'm not good at responses, but I can listen.
I'm not good at talking either. But I will seek you out in that case. Yet for now I will keep busy. I dream that for once we will have the advantage in the fights to come. And such I will ensure.
I hope so too. Maybe we don't need to have talks. We can just work on something together.
Gladly. I did need your input on one thing. I was making further equipment for everyone, and intended to make a tool for you, but given that you are a practitioner of medicine, and I certainly am not, your view on what shapes it should hold or functionality would be very helpful to me.
Oh, what did you have in mind specifically?
He pulls out a sort of darkened sheet of glass and holds it in front of you. I've long wondered what I should do with this thing, and I've recently come to an idea, though not as practical as I would have liked. And he starts heating up only sections with the Sacred Flame spell until you see simple writing on it as parts of it turn translucent.
Oh, that's impressive. Honestly, yes. If there's a way to integrate some of my notes into it, it could be very useful to recall information if I don't have it on hand.
Yes, I envisioned a sort of glasses, though with arcane script to keep the knowledge. Your knowledge, to be precise.
That would work well, honestly. That sounds great. Glasses should work fine. Probably will take some getting used to, but I think it'll work.
Well, in that case, if you have time, shall we get to it? Recall
you
the
want me to help?
no time like the present, no?
Okay.
I struggled to keep busy on the ship itself, so I delve into my work. I'd have you accompany me with it, except if you have other obligations.
Not at the moment. I don't know
Wonderful.
how much of help I will be, but I can give it a try.
All right. In that case, we will begin work on the diagnostic glasses.
Okay.
Ooh.
You have a day's worth of doing checks if you want to carry those out.
Right.
Might not be able to do it in the day, but let's give it a shot.
Let's see. You get to make 2 medicine checks.
Oh lord. Alrighty. 21
Succeeds.
and 31.
Also succeeds. The DC was 20.
Jesus Christ.
And give me a second. I also get to make checks, crafting checks. Let me see. That's plus dexterity. And 20. Right. That is 4 successes. So the thing needs 3 more checks to be done.
Perfect. So with the first set done, you are very close to completing the set of spectacles that you have ready to go by the morning. By tomorrow, you should probably have them, but it depends on how your travel goes until you reach perhaps the Priminal Expanse. Anything else from this sort of day of traveling? How about Oberon and Cal? Where are the two of you?
Oberon would be trying their best to use all their knowledge of kind of transfiguration magic and how that's affected them to like still trying to brainstorm how to help Cal even just cope, and would probably be like mentally forming a like your body is changing but that's okay kind of speech to give Cal, and just kind of like waiting for a moment that's like okay, it's like okay, so I've been through this kind of sort of not really it's just probably like sitting somewhere with a nice view, like waiting for a moment that the boat can pause and we can all sit somewhere and have a nice chat properly before we go into this scary island full of magic crystals.
Okay. You start preparing the sort of idea of this speech in your head. You have this speech with Cal.
Do we have a moment? I mean, as
You
the boat's
can.
going, because Cal doesn't really fit on the boat, or Cat takes up like the whole top of the boat, right?
Takes
So
the
it's
full
gonna
deck.
probably-
Yeah.
Nah, he'd be around the boat, like above it, beside it, in the water beside it, wherever he wants to be. Throughout the
At
day,
the
it's just like.
moment, if Cal like takes a moment to like just be swimming, Oberon would kind of probably like take their armor off and like fly down and hop in the ocean with Cal if Cal's swimming, and just kind of like put like hold on to Cal like they do in Avatar Way of Water with one arm, and just kind of go, how are you feeling? How are you feeling with everything? I know you haven't really had much of an opportunity to fly very far with the new getup.
I mean, it's fun, but also, like, interactions with people, they get really weird really quickly when you're a gigantic dragon. So, yeah, that part's not great.
Yeah.
Like, I got too close to the settlement yesterday, and they all started screaming. That's typically, like, after I'd done something, not immediately.
You know, after this all happened, I started getting very different looks from people just around town as well. It's not a good feeling. If we're gonna find a way to change you back, if that's what you want. But we're all here for you and are looking out for you. And we'll do as much as we can to get you however you want to be. That's as you are, or back to Cal, or smaller dragon, or maybe both. It's okay.
Wait, you think
You don't
smaller
have to-
dragon is an option?
Might be. If Fallen can figure out a way to make you smaller, and that's what you want, then I'm sure we can try.
I mean, I kind of like my original body. Like, you know, it had some advantages. But also, he sort of, like, still doing the dog paddle, I imagine,
Yeah.
just uses his neck to just sort of gently wrap around Oberon a bit and just tuck him that way. Just be like, thanks. Very nice speech.
I'm trying my best. And we'll just kind of like do a big backstroke, and with like he starts using the wings to like paddle and try and keep up with Cal in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wanna ride? I haven't tried that yet.
I mean, it's not like if you drop me, it'll really do anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oberon, like basically in swimming trunks, will like try and like grab onto the side of Cal. Like,
Be careful though, my scales are sharp.
Oberon definitely like slips once before like remembering that they can just like fly and just like hops up.
Okay.
It's probably easier to lift off from the boat, so Cal's just gonna climb from the water onto the boat and then go up, start flying from there.
Okay. The two of you have this beautiful moment where you're flying in tandem, and at one point, Oberon rides on top as you're just flying through the sky. There is a point, though, where Cal, you've been swimming for a while. You've taken up a lot of water.
Yeah.
As you fly up over, you see all of the sailors. They've seen this happen time and time again. They just shout, "Get down! They're flying overhead!" As this massive fucking rainfall just...
Oh, yeah, I forgot that again! Sorry, guys!
Some of them get pushed off to the side. Some of them like have to hold on to the edge. Grab my hand! Grab my hand! As they're making sure they don't fall into the ocean. But then they kind of wash off as you just continue to fly off. A beautiful moment, Ad. You continue to fly through the air. Is there anything you guys wish to do as your evening sort of comes into effect? Otherwise, a long rest will be had, and then the Priminal Expanse will be the next thing that will happen.
Is the Priminal Expanse generally dangerous / we won't have a lot of peace
I mean,
after this ?
You can ask Richter, for example, or you can make a history check.
I'll ask Richter. Probably knows.
we know that magic is a little funny there, or like
Yes.
we've been told this
Yeah.
previously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would like sending and stuff like dream be affected by that, to my knowledge, or not really?
Mechanically, it'll have a chance to fail.
Okay. We kind of know that though, going
Yeah.
into okay.
You know that things are funky. Sometimes it can be actually more beneficial. Sometimes there's a surge of energy and it just empowers certain spells or things to happen because the place is so sort of dripped within that pure essence of power and magic. Everything around you, if perhaps you step on the wrong tile and you cast a spell, it might just cause a spell to become more amplified or might just diminish it completely. Things of that nature are very possible here.
Okay.
But Alicia, you head over to find Richter. You see he's got a few people to take over the helm for a while as the evening sets in. He just taps him on the back and then sees you. Yes?
Going into here, do you think we'll have much peaceful time to rest or talk, or is chaos gonna ensue as soon as we hit the Primal Expanse?
Well, knowing your troop, it seems to be the latter.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
be
you
frank.
know. Well, okay, that's fair. That's very fair. I've been
Otherwise,
meaning-
this space itself should be fairly tame. It's filled with, well, abnormalities when it comes to power and magic, and things grow there that shouldn't really exist. But apart from that, there are civilizations there. There is a settlement that harnesses and takes all of these crystals and uses them for all of the ingredients that you see in spellcasting, refines them and turns them into whatever you end up using. I don't really know. Coraline is more of an expert in that, but there'll be people to meet. There is a small port. That's where we're heading. So we'll see what the situation is when we arrive. They're not
Well-
much of a communicative space, so we'll see when we get there.
I was just hoping to have a chat with everyone, and I don't know if now is the best time or once we get off the boat.
Well, whenever you feel is the right time, you should say it. Don't let moments like these stop that. If you think now is ready, do it now. If you think tomorrow, then tomorrow.
Perhaps tomorrow then.
Then tomorrow it is.
Thank you. Anything you need help with?
No, my leg is still not perfect, so I'm not sure I'll be journeying out with you. I think I'll be staying on the ship when we arrive,
Have you
making
been
sure
doing-
that...
The exercises I told you to do? And the stretches I've told you to do?
Alicia, on this ship, I'm the captain,
And I'm your doctor. So
and I'm the one that issues orders.
And I'm your doctor that gives you doctor's orders.
Which one is superior than the other? One can throw you in the brig. The other can give you a prescription for a headache.
I can also make the headache worse.
True. Yes, of course I have. I wouldn't be slacking on any of my work. I want to be fit and ready.
Good. You know, I ask only because I care about you getting better.
Of course. And don't worry, I am. And I will. Eventually. That's why I'm not going with you, because I don't want to waste all of that good work that you've put into me.
Good. One step at a time. Don't rush it.
Exactly. Tomorrow.
Just nods and will head back to whatever he was doing before.
Okay. Any final words before the long rest? From anyone?
Why would you say it that way?
Final words? I love you guys.
Tuco already has
gets super
your-
emotional.
Tuco already has your
Yeah,
will and testament,
Tuco has
so
a
that's
will,
already clear.
That's so true.
Yeah, we need to
I've-
update that.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like Alicio just deflagged himself by going. I
Tomorrow.
have something important to say to them tomorrow.
I'm going to be retiring in 2 days' time.
Oh,
Can't
no.
wait.
I'm getting married tomorrow.
Yo!
Okay, go on.
Oberon would, before we get there, just in case things get funny for a bit, would like try to go into Markovi's dream that evening to read him bedtime stories while he's asleep. But you know, the sentiment's
Sure.
there.
Can you roll a intelligence check?
Just straight.
Yeah, this is like your spell casting essentially.
Ooh, I think
That's funny. As you enter the dreams, there's always this sort of serenity as you fall in and you find the person you're looking for. Everything is usually quite warm and quite sort of peaceful as you're going through. Today, it feels a little off. It feels a little colder. Like something is slightly weird about the space. But physically, visually, everything is fine. Everything is as you expect it to be. It's just that sort of entry point as you emerge into Markovi's dreams where you just feel almost shudder down your spine. The feeling I would sort of acquaint it to is like that moment when you're sort of camping with your friends and everything goes quiet and there's just this sort of look out. Nothing's there, but it causes you to sort of not quite be able to fall asleep right, and you always feel tired in the morning. Something along those lines, at least. Only when that 20 you sense that. So you see Markovi. You see Markovi doesn't seem to see any of this either, and you tell him some dreams and some stories. What story would you like to tell to Markovi tonight? What's the themes behind it?
Oberon would go for like a very kid-friendly and dramatized version of the temple in the mountains and the Yeti and that whole kind of like the like the Disney version, the Disney version of that, basically.
Well, there's no flayed Yetis and
yeah, no,
idols
the like we hiked up into the mountains and we found an abandoned temple and we rescued a man who was sick, and we fled dramatically and were chased and like everything was great. You know, like the like it is a fun story if you take out all the horrifying sections of it.
Yeah. He is enthralled, and at points even the room itself begins to create these bubbles of visions as you paint the picture, almost like painterly sort of droplets of ink falling into pools of water. They just spur outwards and create the images that you are telling as just bright colors, dramatic scenery, as you paint this entire epic as he is just enthralled into the entire story. You spend some time with him, then eventually time is up and you wake up once more. As you all awake, you have a long rest, you feel rested, and you do see that Richter is up. He's at the helm. He went to sleep a little bit earlier, leaving someone overnight. And you see him looking behind quite a bit. As some of you begin to wake up and come to the surface, you see he kind of looks over. Can any of you see that behind us? It's something. I'm not sure if it's with my eyes, but there's something in the distance. Can't quite tell what it is.
Oberon would just shoot up and then just like look out.
Okay.
Everyone looking.
You can all roll perception checks.
I'm still bad at this.
Oh.
Bad.
Bad. That's
Wait,
bad.
what is it? I can't
got a
see over the
22.
railing.
Yeah,
Try to get
Oberon
you
gets stuck in a cloud.
Still, like, not had morning coffee, looking through. What?
None of you can see it. None of you can see whatever is out there. As you see, you see his head sort of trail, and he seems to be following something, and even he's like squinting, and it Whatever he's looking at is probably very far away, and maybe his vision is better than yours, but he seems to be tracking something, and then he sort of loses, and he kind of has to rub his eyes a little bit. No one else
Do you
sees
want
it.
me to go take a look? I can't see a shit, but do you want me to go take a look?
No, it's probably just my own eyes. It's fine. It's probably nothing. If none of you saw it, then clearly it can't be anything.
Well, what exactly did you think you saw?
It's just a sort of ripple. I don't know. I saw the light catch, but nothing's there.
Do you
Something
think it could be a
below the
creature?
surface?
No, something on the surface. But it was moving, I think.
Oh, if it's the hag, if it's the fucking sea hag again, we've done with the, can we not?
I don't know what it is, but perhaps it's just my imagination. We're nearly at the Priminal Expanse anyway, and he turns for all of you to look ahead. As this is the first time that you've kind of looked out north to the bow of the ship, eastern side as you're traveling, to see this glimmering, glistening, shining island. You see shards of almost like crystals and diamonds on the edges of mountains and harsh cliff faces. But nothing is rounded here. Everything is sort of angular with how it's designed, and it's sort of been formed as years have gone on. The cliff faces on the side are shorn and they are tall. They just cut straight down as though a knife has just dissected it into two and left it hanging there in the sky. The entire thing glistens with different colors, especially when the sunlight shines, and today is a beautiful day, and all of the lights that catch on it, you see even the bow of the ship and elements of the water begin to glow of various colors as well. The entire space around is almost like a prism, as though the entire space is shining through one light, one piece of glass, and just creating an entire rainbow around it. It is very eye-catching, and you seem to be traveling along the coastline because there is no way that you can dock on these harsh cliff sides. But as you continue to go around, you can almost hear the sort of ringing of bells. You can see the sort of edges of ships just anchored off into the bay as well as in the port as they are piecemealed around in different areas. As you get closer now, you also spot people hanging off the side of these cliff sides. They seem to have these almost tethers holding them down, either rope or something sharper, something harder that won't cut through this diamond material. And you see them bouncing off the side of the cliffs as though they are being pushed at incredible forces and being propelled backwards as they swing and swing again. Those of you, what's your Arcana roll? Checks, just general stat in Arcana.
+5.
It's
Plus
five.
2.
+9.
Okay. Oberon, you see that because of the almost energies that you're feeling from this space here, there is a fact where the light shines, there is this almost mirage that's being conjured around the space, and the light seems almost tangible, as though you could reach and grab it yourself, almost like it is a fume, as though it's just undulating around. But the thing you focus on more is the fact that these people, these miners, are bouncing off of the walls because they're using an equipment that's affixed to their arm. You see this non-arcane powered, pneumatic-looking drill. It seems like it's more of a sort of puncture device, as though it has a crank on the side, and this sort of pin pulls backwards within its holster and then shoots out this pinpoint, almost pick head, and it just cuts through the diamond, and you see them pocket it underneath, and they bounce within that movement and momentum. These pneumatic sort of gauntlets that they have seem to be very powerful and have a massive kick to them, to the point where even they are being flung up like 30 feet and then bounce back down again as they just clamber onto the side of the wall after picking up an element of this crystal that they've mined. But you continue to go around, and is there anything that you guys would like to prepare before you get any closer to perhaps a settlement that's here?
To be less intimidating, I'm going to be swimming beside the boat again. So that is not a giant dragon flying over a boat approaching
Are you
them,
doing breaststrokes, or are you doing sort of overarm, underarm? Doggy paddle?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Cal would let me, could I use the disguise kit to just basically just like almost do like face paint on Cal's like big dragon face, just to make it like this one is a part, like basically not a wild dragon that's going to eat you, like friendly.
Did I have a little thing tied to my tail that just says I'm friendly?
Give him clown makeup.
Not clown makeup, but just like, just like shapes,
Yeah,
or like
sure, go ahead.
football stripes or something, just
Have
like
fun. Knock yourself out.
Dragon is approaching.
This is an approach.
It's got fucking war colors.
No, not watercolors. Friendly shapes and colors.
Okay, so you paint Cal to match your sort of aesthetic to show that they're part of your troupe. Okay, good. Anyone else wish to prepare anything?
I'll do the placing a spell instead of my card. I'll just do Guardian of Faith again, just in case.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right. Orin, is there anything you'd like to prepare?
Yeah, I'd like to cast the enhance ability spell, specifically regarding charisma onto Oberon, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of talking justifying Cal.
Okay. So Oberon, you now have advantage on your charisma checks. So bear that in mind if you ever make any. Cal, you said you're swimming next to it. Are you doing anything else, or just kind of swimming alongside?
We look harmless.
Okay. Can all of you roll perception checks at disadvantage, please?
Oh boy.
It's gonna be real bad.
Oh shit, that was an advantage. Sorry, shit.
Just tell me what
bad
the
as I
two
can
rolls
roll.
were.
2, yeah, so 12.
Funnily enough, my roll got better.
The other one was a +20!
Okay, so what were your rolls?
11.
12.
11, 12. Oberon?
18.
Okay.
I rolled
Orin?
2 16s.
10. Okay. Orin, as you're putting on the sort of makeup on Cal, you hear this sort of breeze that is followed by a sail as it catches onto it. It's not your sail. Your sails are quite dead in the water at the moment. In fact, there's not really much of a breeze at all. As you hear that, your attention turns to the stern of the ship once more. And you look, and there's nothing there.
Oh.
But there is.
Oh.
As you kind of get a bit closer, you notice that there is a sort of pointed end over the back of the ship. But it seems strange. Doesn't seem real. Doesn't seem like it's there. As you pay closer attention to it, you then hear the footsteps on the other side. Walking over. All right. Raise your hands. You're surrounded.
By whom?
As you say that, you see this invisible huge ship appears in its fullest. It is 10 times the size of your own in height. In width and length, it is much bigger. As you see this huge silver-lined ship just completely dwarfing yours, as previously it was invisible as well as the person stood at the bow of the ship. You see they look down and they're wearing this sort of very captain's regalia. They themselves are sodden wet. You see they're black with grey strips of hair just going past their shoulders and looking down. Their eyes look tired but well worn as they just continue to glare downwards. We have a party that's going to be joining you. Please make us welcome. As these drawbridges drop down on top.
I step towards them.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
2 of them.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Captain Zola of the Agonal Air, and I protect these waters, and you were not welcome. So, let's have a chat.
Does his name tell us anything?
You can roll a history check.
I'd like to.
Have we heard of bro?
Never mind.
Imagine we're just like,
Have we heard of bro?
Ooh, we've heard of bro.
32 is mad.
Good,
Olrin, no, the
Oberon
name
reads
doesn't...
books.
Yeah. The name doesn't ring a bell to you, unfortunately, Olrin. You just see this water ganassi just standing at the very front of the bow, looking down with this sort of 2 scabbards on either side. Very pirate-themed regalia. And the reason they're a pirate is because, Oberon, you know they are a pirate. They're one of the fiercest pirates in all of Calzaria, as well as some of the local waters in the surrounding area. They are a part of the Agonal Air, a troop of pirates that disguise themselves in this invisible ship, which is very well known for being there and then not being there the next minute. Any stories that surround the Agonal Air are typically ones that are just whispers and people who think they may have seen something to cause a shipwreck or a plunder of some booty. But the Agonal Air, they themselves are quite fierce, strong soldiers, and you know them to be cutthroat, very sort of to the point, very direct. But there's something within recent history which has kind of changed that depiction of them. They were perhaps once this, but now they might be something else. Perhaps they aren't quite as villainous anymore, but the persona still lays. The person still stands, but whether they are still the same in action, well, the recent stories haven't really said much about that. The reason they're called the Agonal Air is because that is the last bit of breath that leaves a person's mouth before they die. So, a well-famous pirate, and well-wanted in many different areas.
Complete hickeys as far as Oren is concerned. Some
In
backwater
brackets.
weirdos.
As
We're fucked.
as these passerelles, these drawbridges lower down, they seem to be made as small entrances within the side of the hull open up. You see just these planks extend as they are used to boarding smaller ships. They are almost in this V formation, and as these long planks land onto the back of your ship, you see a motley crew of people all just standing there and looking down. Some both huge, some smaller, all slightly rugged in how they look, but all wearing similar outfits to one another. One of the main markers that they have is a sort of skull-like pattern across their face, which is painted on. Each of them having different variations of, be it humanoid in pattern, or perhaps draconic or monstrous, one of the sort of many different ways of portraying a people of death. But they just look down. Right, you heard the man, we're getting boarded, as they start walking up and onto your ship. Unless you have anything to say against it.
I didn't. I do a quick glance back at Verdun, the rest of Alton, of our crew. And Orin is standing there. Through the last fight, you've known he can basically teleport his hammer into his hand. So he's standing there, hand somewhat raised, ready to break at least one of the planks in half.
Oberon, watching this entire situation, would just kind of voice project to the deck, probably from down painting Cal's face. Just go, everyone stand down. It's not a fight we want.
Orin will instead resort to taking like a couple steps back, enough to let them on the ship, but not much further, and glaring.
That's right. Listen to your captain. As he starts stepping down. Richter looks over. Do you want to take the lead on this one? Since you know more about him, I don't know anything about this guy.
Oberon just kind of leans down and goes, very famous, reputation for, pillaging, killing, basically all the pirate things. He's the guy. I reckon he's more reasonable. Apparently there's been some different stories recently. I don't really know much about it, though. Most of what I read is, the old reputation. So we should play nice. We should play really nice.
Fucking Coraline, didn't tell me fuck all again. You hear Go on.
Oberon just kind of like would stand up just like next to him on the deck, just kind of like arms crossed, not hostily, just kind of like waiting, like, yeah, they're gonna search the ship, they're probably gonna take shit, just like doesn't want to get anyone like jumped right now, so it's just kind of like waiting to see what they're gonna do, because if we start this fight, we're gonna lose instantly and the boat's gonna sink and we can't get everyone off the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Can we? No, I don't know.
That's a perfectly fine.
Their boat is 10 times the size of ours.
Exactly, that's a perfectly fine boat in front of us. Like, even if we do sink, where's your entrepreneurship?
Alicia's kind of looking like, oh, we're just letting them on? Okay, fuck it, I guess.
Cal just listened to what Oberon told Richter and is just like hanging onto the boat and decided is like, what the fuck is it? Like, just going like, what the fuck?
If Oren has heard the pirate, but he's looking at you questioningly, like, why are we not fighting them then?
Oberon just looks at the massive ship, looks down at us on like our basically like merchant's boat, looks up at the cruise liner next to us, and just looks down again. Like, what the fuck do you think's gonna happen?
The ship's big as fuck, but the people aren't. We can take them.
As you're having these sort of thoughts amongst yourselves, eventually the captain of the other ship, the Agonal Air, begins to walk down one of the planks as he now bridges onto your ship, followed behind by 10 of his crew members as they just walk over as well. They all seem to be quite rough, readied, some of them wielding sort of firearms as well, holstered within their chest. Others have large cannons across their back, the larger ones individually. They kind of just walk over and begin to look around. Some of them kind of begin to not rifle through, but examine some crates that are on the top deck, just examining and looking next to them. Some of them give them a kick. A couple of your crew members just try and put their hands up, like, hey, leave that alone. But Captain Zola, he walks over. Thank you for letting me on your ship. It might not have been much of a chance, but I appreciate no bloodshed just yet. Shall we have a conversation down in your chambers, perhaps?
Hey, no, that's unfair. I don't fit in there.
No, that's true.
Looks over towards the dragon. Is that your pet?
City.
He's a compatriot of ours.
A compatriot? You making friends with dragons?
Something like that.
And what are you? A merchant ship carrying a dragon?
Well, he's coming with us. We're looking for specific ingredients for a project. It's unique stuff here.
And have you liaised with the actual settlement that you're heading towards? Because I've got none of you on my papers.
We weren't aware we had to. That's our apologies.
So you thought that you could just enter without problems?
Well, we thought we'd come here. We knew there was a settlement, talk to people there, and then see what was going on from there. No, there's not exactly easy to get messages in and out of this area, so thought it better to chat in person. As you can see, we're not a warship.
No, but you have a dragon.
As I said, that's a friend of ours. Also not really built for combat despite appearances. It's not hostile.
Right.
Got no interest in tearing down towns or villages and whatnot.
So you're not here to cause a trouble then?
Nope, we're here to maybe try and fix one of our own troubles.
He begins to walk around the deck of your ship, unless you impede him.
No, Oberon would kind of step aside and let him.
Okay. He'll just walk
You're
around.
in need of any medical assistance. We have a doctor on board as well, who I'm sure can help. We're here to do our business and leave. We're not even here for bulk trade. It's just a project. We have someone here who's a master crafter in need of some unique items.
Wow.
It's better not to lie to this fucking guy. He can fucking get us.
Him any of this.
A doctor and a master craftsman. Wow. What a lucky group that you have. You've got everything here. A dragon, a doctor, a builder. And what are you then?
Pretty face.
Huh. 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 Right. Well, there is a fee for entering the city. But looking at all of your faces, you weren't aware of that. Well, that's a shame.
Can I tell if he's lying?
Same.
you
I
can
want to
roll an
see
insight
if
check.
he's being for real. Because what if he's bro just like, actually, you have to pay us to let us in, and then we get there, and the locals are like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
You paid that guy money?
26.
Okay.
Nice.
Anyone else want to do an insight check?
28.
Oh!
Nice.
Yeah, I can't beat that.
Okay. I just rolled on that 20.
The audacity.
But what is his bonus? Is the
It's a nat
question.
20.
It's a
Doesn't
nat
matter
20,
what
don't
his
matter.
bonus is when it comes to
Yeah,
these
he
checks.
could be lying to us, he could be telling us the truth, it don't fucking matter. We believe him.
This man is a professional. He's so hard to read. And you could even hear in the timbre of Oberon's voice when they had sort of gave you a bit of a briefing as to who this could have been. This is another day's work for them. You can't read them at all, whether it's truth or lie.
Alicia will approach. And you are chief of this land?
No, I'm not chief of this land. No, not in the slightest. You're very clean. You must be the doctor.
Good
Oberon
eye.
steps half a pace, like slightly between them.
Do
No,
you
we make
have-
sure that these lands are protected. We get paid very well by the Prisma Foundation.
Mhm.
What?
Do you have papers from them?
You really don't know what
Authorizing
the
you to do
fuck you're
this?
doing, do you? The what? That's the people that own this fucking island.
I asked if you have papers from them. Any sort of authorization?
He opens his jacket and you see a sort of gemstone embezzled within his chest, which is a sort of marker of sort of light that shines through, and you see the same sort of aurora light that surrounds it. Is that good enough for you?
Well, I just had to ask.
Of
Can you blame
course.
me?
No, I don't blame you at all. But you've come here with not enough information, really, have you?
Well, it seems that information is hard to gather about this place. But really didn't mean no harm.
Perhaps you didn't. But what do you intend?
We're happy to pay the harbor tax if that's what's needed. Meet with whoever's required. I'm sorry we did not give advance notice. As you can tell, we were not aware.
Roll a persuasion check. You have advantage because of the spell.
Genuinely, how the fuck are we supposed to know about that?
Ooh, that's so bad. That's so bad. A 3 and a 4. Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's not my fault that you don't do your own due diligence before you enter a city or learn of its customs. Sure, this place is secretive and we don't like strangers coming in, but that's why I'm here, to stop that from happening. And to enter, you need to pay the toll. But before I can give you access at all, because you're giving me a bit of a worry, a bit of cause for concern, since you look like a bit of a motley crew yourselves. What are you? Who are you?
Alicia kind of turns like, shit, guys, do we have a group name or anything?
We do.
Thinking
You
about
have a
what
Did
the
we
hell.
name the boat?
We
Did we
actually
ever
have
name the
one.
boat? Does the boat have a name?
Oh, does the boat
I
have a name?
forgot.
That's a good question.
I don't remember if we
The
named
boat did have a name. I think it was... I can't remember now, but it was something Expanse, maybe? Or... is it something like that? I can't remember.
It's
I
been
don't
so
know.
long.
It's been
Yeah.
a long ass
We
time
was
since we
there
first
like
got this boat.
on one session on the boat. I don't know what it's called.
Anyway, let's just tell them a group name.
Okay,
Seekers of Dreams, was it?
that's our name. Shit, dog.
No,
Hey,
let's just introduce
what's
ourselves.
that?
We all have real names. We all have real names. Let's just introduce ourselves.
It's too cringe to do that. It's too cringe.
Now we
Oberon
don't
would-
throw out our band name.
Yeah, Oberon would just do like a step 1 foot back and do a proper like arm across the chest bow and goes, my name is Oberon. This is a
What the fuck was that?
proper
Don't do that
light.
here. Keep it normal. Looks like you're putting on a farce. Just speak to me as though you're a fucking person.
Okay, Oberon stands up like never mind, just kind of looks at him and goes, my name is Oberon Anavir. This is the rest of our crew. We are normally adventurers. We're taking a slight sojourn from our normal activities to acquire specific magical ingredients to fix a transformation problem that a friend of ours has gotten themselves into.
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but who do you work for?
ourselves. Each other.
That's technically true because Aiden hasn't paid me a dime.
So no
I mean, if
allegiances.
you're asking who the boat belongs to, it was gifted to us by this general from Bilavir. Because we
After an
helped defend
encounter
his
with...
other boat.
So you're allied with the Everett dynasty, is that what you're telling me?
No, we just got a
No.
boat gifted by them.
By them.
Well, one guy gave us the boat after we helped, his boat not sink. Since then, we've been using it mostly as a passive income source while we do other things, run around almost get ourselves killed, that sort of thing. Fighting things, getting stabbed, and just starts showing the fuck ass scar all over
Why did you
himself.
just info dump on this guy to a point where he can't
Yeah,
discern whether
that's the
it's
cards!
or not?
Yeah,
Hell, go!
I joined them a bit later when we were attacked by some kind of fire monkeys, and I just had to-
Volcano.
Yes,
I think
volcano.
technically it was the volcano that was attacking us. It was close to here, actually.
But I am Alicia. I am a practitioner of medicine and a cleric.
A cleric of?
Nebula.
A herald. Interesting.
You know Nebula? What the what?
I
About the
respect-
rest of you?
No, not her. Okay.
Oren Maragoch is my name. I myself am also a cleric of Moradin.
Huh.
The craftsman, as my friend Oberon said, though master maiden, may be debatable.
You do have some nice wares on you. What about the fucking dragon? What's that all about?
My name's Cal.
Is that it?
I mean, I already have a job. So, and I'm not a cleric. I'm a follower of technically. I mean, not really, not officially. But I am technically a follower of Melora. Technically. Not like a cleric, though. I like her. She's cool. She has nice vibes.
That one talks too much. It's a fucking dragon. It's...
Yeah, I hear that a
Oh.
lot.
Said friendly.
Fine. I'll let you pass. On this one chance. But as a word of warning, don't be mentioning the fucking dynasty there. No one likes the dynasty.
We're not attached.
Not
Best not be. Otherwise they'll have you hang. Right. Well, good luck. You can enjoy your time here. And if you thought this was troublesome, well... yeah. Have fun. And he begins to walk back up.
Why is every place we go to just weird? Can't we just go to a normal place once?
I think it follows us, Cal. I think it follows us.
I'm more concerned that it's chaperoned by a pirate.
But also, the ship is super cool, and I want to know how it turns invisible. How do you turn an entire ship invisible? That's awesome! Can we turn our ship invisible?
You hear...
Oberon just turns to Oberon can we?
As you're saying all of this, you hear he just turns over. Hey, it's possible. Just do better. And he looks onto his ship.
It's possible,
Sink
he
his
said.
ship. Sink his ship. I don't. Not
Couldn't the Warforged have a material that can do such things? I
True.
didn't. I did have a sample, so I turned it into glasses for Alicia.
Well,
I mean,
sure,
has a
since
good
you
use.
some runes used for invisibility onto the ship, there could be a way to simply do it. We've seen objects bigger than a ship be enchanted before. I don't see why it can be done.
To be fair, it's largely pointless. For the
but-
price of turning one such vessel invisible, you could easily have 3 dozen more.
Yeah, but it's cool.
As he boards his ship once again, the rest of the pirates, his crew, return back after giving a bit more of a closer eye and almost faking out some of your own crew members as they walk away. The drawbridges close. You do see this sort of like seagull begin to fly off from the ship. As it goes off into the air, you can note that there's something attached to its leg, perhaps a note of some kind. As it's flying up, you see it begins to descend down into the water, and it transforms into a dolphin and just begins to swim through the water and continues
Good.
ahead towards the entranceway of where the other ships are. As you see, a note is being sort of sent over. Nothing done by magic, as they know that that is temperamental. Instead, this is a more physical way of communication to send a message that you are on your way. The ship begins to pull backwards. As it pulls back, you see the silver line edges of it begin to become this mirage in the distance as it just blends in with the background and camouflages completely, being as silent as the wind. But
That's
you
cool.
have a port of entry. The sails unfurl, you continue ahead, and as you begin to turn around the corner, you see the port, the dockside. It's not overly massive, but it is fairly populated and has areas for you to go to. At the moment, you see there are 4 of the ships that are located within the port and the bay. You look around and you see a few sort of names here and there. 3 of them you can kind of see for the most part. You see one called the Ocean's Kiss, this sort of beautiful red and sort of pinkish stained wood to the hull of the ship. Another one which is depicted as the Unchained Sails, with sails made of almost like metal, like sheet metal, rather than fabric, even though it has the sort of flexibility of fabric. And then you see the third, which is sort of docked next to where you are going to be going. There is another one further afield, but you can't quite see that because it's just outside of your vision. But you head in, you see there are several sailors, as well as smaller boats to tender you in and bring you onto the dock. Everything is handled for you, and as you arrive, you see a beautiful crystalline sort of settlement here. It's not a beautiful city, it's not a massive town. It seems to be built with more sort of functionality than anything else. This is certainly a place that is harvested, and you just see crates on crates made of metal and similar sort of gemstones as well, carved and made to create boxes to lug and ship alongside whatever ship is being sort of filled with them. You dock up, you arrive, and you see you are greeted by one individual. But before we dive into that, we're going to have a quick break since we're about the halfway time. But you are now in the port, and we will see where that goes next. So we'll see you very soon. BRB, BRB, BRB.
Yup.
We're live. Hello, welcome back. We return with itchy eyes and flu as the party have now docked within this crystalline settlement that they find themselves in. From this position that you're at currently, you are basically nestled within huge cliff sides on either side. It looks like this area in particular is being almost dug through to create this V-like channel, and you have large cranes, sort of manual labor cranes that are swinging around carrying crates, and you see a small army of people here working along and pulling pulley systems as well as mining against to create more foot space. But you can notice that there's several encroaching areas where this space just keeps swallowing them up, so they have to constantly mine to pull back and get more groundwork. So you see them all working pretty much overtime. The mixture of races that here you see are predominantly dwarf, as well as kobolds as well, and some other smattering of races, but these two in particular seem to be the main laborers here working on the sort of mining and general equipment. You see a couple of gnomes as well that are scheming together and building some new wares and tinkering, but for the most part, it's those core three. As you arrive, you are greeted by several foot soldiers that are stood in very sort of decadent crystalline armor as well, in keeping with everything else that you can see in your surroundings. It glistens in the sunshine, and you see they have weapons that the tips of them are also emblazoned with the same sort of crystals, that each one of them has a different color that is shining from the tip, representative of the energies that they're harnessing to perhaps deal a specific damage type, just to put it in layman's terms. But joining them and standing there very proudly in between all of them, as they are currently guarding them as well as purveying and looking over your troop, an individual, a sort of dark-skinned human male individual, bald-headed, large, long black beard that just goes down towards about their chest, just slightly lowered their sternum, fairly long. They themselves are wearing very decadent armor, but more suited for sort of day-to-day use. You see more sort of cloth used within, woven through different elements to make it more fashionable and more sort of accessible for anyone on a day-to-day use. He is currently reading through a scroll that he is now bound up. It seems to be the same one that you saw on the dolphin that then swam off. As you are sort of being approached, guards begin to walk up the plank as you are docked, as he follows in between them. He turns and looks and addresses, "Who's the captain of this ship?" You see Richter put his hand up, if no one else will. "That'll be me. I am the captain of this ship. We are here to hopefully find some trade. We're looking for some rare minerals, and hopefully you have them at your disposal. If not, we have capable individuals to manually find them themselves." You see he looks over. "All right, very well. You understand that this is quite a irregular passing. We don't typically get visitors that haven't done the norm and paid the toll, but since we are feeling quite generous today, we have a slot open, and you may disembark and join us on this expedition. But the fee is 100 gold pieces to set foot on this land. Do you have the funds?"
I do. It seems
Is that
rather
like
steep.
100
Is there
100 each or 100 total?
100 total. 100 for the ship.
Okay. We have that.
Is there an occasion?
There is no occasion in particular. The reason for this is we need to pay constant labor. This place needs to work, and you are here to benefit from its boons. This port wouldn't be accessible if they didn't constantly work against the rapid growth of these crystals. So,
Oberon just
it is a
hands
fair
over
pay.
10 platinum.
He takes them. You see, he seems to have no real emotion about himself. He just takes them and jots it down into a small ledger by his side. "Very well. So, do you know what you're looking for, or are you heading out into the crystalline caverns? I have a specialist that can send and join you on this if you wish, if you're looking for something specific."
Everyone looks at
over.
Olrin. Yeah.
We have a specific goal, however, there are many different riches in this place, and it would be wasteful to forgo them.
Of course, so it sounds most apt is we send you with one of our expeditioners then. We have someone here that can guide you. We'll give you the necessary equipment with this pay, and you can go on your own merry way to find whatever you're looking for. But they will give you anything that you need in regards to information, and they will warn you as well of the dangers that seek any trespassers that enter. This place isn't just inhabited by us, but locals as well. Both sound of mind and not so much, so you'll have to have your wits about you and make sure that you carry those weapons tied at your hands. If any of you are spellcasters, no matter what kind, do be careful. We don't want a chain reaction going off down there.
Are there any local manners we should keep, or are you particular about the methods of mining?
Not at all. You can take what you like. Eventually it'll come back. But, as you'll find out, you don't have all day down in those caves. The longer you spend down there, the more you'll be afflicted by whatever energies are succumbing to you. So you're best getting what you can in a limited amount of time and get back here to be on your merry way. As soon as you reach the surface, you'll be fine. It's just when you're completely surrounded by it, tends to not go too well. Sicknesses and afflictions of whatever the crystals hold within them get a bit much for the body. Sometimes the soul. So be mindful of that. But Lanovar will be your expeditionist, and he can give you more information on that. I'll show you to him. My name is Artano. I am the leading member of the Prisma Foundation. A pleasure to have all of you here on our small settlement. And he'll just begin to look through.
Out of a scale from their size to my size, how large are those cabins?
The cabins
Or do I
vary
have
in
to stay in
sizes.
the boat?
They have large carts. They have fitted areas with braces to stop the sort of growth from kind of like collapsing in further, almost like how you'd have wooden beams to hold up the structure of the roofs in sort of normal cave systems. They've created these almost cylindrical metal casings to create as like bands to hold several structures from collapsing in on themselves, but more so from expanding backwards. So a lot of the cave systems are fairly open. So for you,
So I
travel
will be
through-
able to fit. I
Yeah,
don't have
you'll
to
be
stay on the boat.
No, you'll be fine to go through. Alongside the sort of main workers that you see here, a lot of the sort of pulley systems that they have are dragging large carts and pushing them through. So large cave systems have already been carved out for you to kind of go through if you needed to. But he leads you through parts of this area. Can each of you roll a perception check as you're walking through?
Sure thing.
While we do that, remind me of his name. What was his name?
Artano.
Oh
Artano.
my god.
Artano.
That's bad.
Oh.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
Ulrin sees all.
Oh.
Hey, it's his his special interest.
It's a special. It is indeed a special interest.
A cave. Let me pull out my cave encyclopedia.
Yeah. This is a sort of dream come true being in a place like this because it has everything that you need at your fingertips. You're being gifted with the sort of pneumatic gauntlets that have the pinpoint diamond-headed sort of piercing element to pickaxe away at some of the stone here. You can use your own equipment as well if you have your own pickaxes and mining, but as you can see, these need some heavy force to try and break out and carve away. So they equip each one of you with one of these gauntlets, so you have them with you if you need them.
Each one?
Yeah, you have one as well if you need it. They have larger sets to kind of go around larger creatures if they come in. So they just hoist and harness over as they hold it onto you. Some of them are looking over just like, okay, and just affix it in place.
Thank you.
Can I take a moment and use my channel divinity to give them a +1 enchantment?
Okay, perfect. How many items can you give that to? Is that everything?
It's undefined. It depends on the item size. Is how you did that.
Okay, sure. Then we'll say you can do 3 of the 4 that you have. So, who would you like to give it to?
Mine, I'll make sure Kel's extra large one has it, and I guess Alicia's because he's physically stronger.
Okay. So you'll have a sort of enchanted one. So whenever you do mine or use it, it's a +1. So bear that in mind. You will need to crank the thing. It will take sort of 1 round to crank upwards. But once it's ready, you can then sort of activate it and it shoots out forward, extending about 5
Why would we need a
feet.
round?
It's just to put a number on it because it takes a while to pull back.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a single combat in these caves.
Certainly
No.
not.
Nothing.
You gather all of this together. You are then greeted by Lanovar, who is a pale dwarf. You see with sort of like skin tone that is more pinkish and white in areas, not having seen much of the sun, but this seems to be a sort of subrace of dwarf anyway. A lot of them have this sort of very pale like skin going around and over. Some of them have this sort of pigmentation around the freckle area, which is more sort of reddish in points, almost giving way to a sort of more tan skin, but it seems to just kind of like blotch off into these darker reds. These seem to be afflictions of being in the sun for too long, whereas most of their skin is pretty much just pale all the way through. They don't seem to burn. He himself is kind of, well presented in a way that he's not sort of in the same levels as Lanovar, but he has this Artano rather. He has a bit more of sort of ruggedness to him. You can see he's got a bit of a small satchel in his back, a few holes in some of his clothing. He doesn't look to present himself in too well of a fashion, but he has a big smile on his face, and he seems to be a happy-go-lucky sort of individual. As you all are kind of like turn and he greets you and kind of like heads off, you see Lanovar. Well, so are you looking to enter the caves then?
Yes.
Well, this is going to be very exciting because I know the caves inside and out. You don't have a single problem with going into them. I will be leading you through all of this, so don't you worry at all. We'll take you down into the southern entrance and then work our way through the winding tunnels eventually. You will tell me what you're looking for, and I'll try and find the best one suitable. Sometimes these crystals do tend to move around with all of the movement, seismic activity, so I may be off by a little bit, but we'll try and find the one that you're looking for specifically. But nice to meet all of you. Any questions? Any questions before we begin?
How do you land a job like this?
Wow,
This seems
you're a
super
dragon.
cool. Like, perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
I kind of like this job. It's fun. I like
did you get
crystals. How did I get it? Well, a couple of us were recruited not too long ago. I live in the sort of I live in Tunthir. Some pirates came by. They said, "Oh, do you want to sort of do something different with your life?" And a few of us said, "Yes, we'll take some adventure." To be honest, we thought we were going to live a pirate's life. To be honest, the sea was not for me. I was throwing up constantly. I also fucking hate fish. I don't want to see another fish in my life. So
Right.
I'm here now. Pays good, and you get to meet nice different people. Some of them a little bit. I heard you met someone, one of the patrols. He's an exception.
Yeah, the pirate.
Yeah.
Is he the one that kidnapped you? Well, recruited you?
Oh, no, that was another one. Yeah. There's a few pirates around
It's a
here.
pirate. How
Yeah.
many pirates work with this? Why is there so many pirates?
Well, why are there so many pirates? That's a big question. Mainly because the Everett dynasty declares them as pirates, and they've kind of changed the word to be a bit more sort of, well, meaning bad connotations. Originally, it wasn't really that bad. It just meant a sort of a term for themselves rather than just the layman soldier or sailor for that matter. But no, they're not all bad. Not all bad. Some of them are pretty bad, but not all of them. And the reason they work all here is because, well, this is the only real sort of one-to-one job that they can have without having to go out and deal with the dynasty, because their armada is pretty cutthroat at the moment.
They have a lot of boats.
So they're looking for any way to sort of legalize their tender, I guess is the best way to put it.
Are you from Tunthir?
Yeah.
Did you get in contact with the war that's happening at all?
No, I've not really dealt with much of the war. Sometimes we supply for the war here.
None of that effect. Interesting. Wait, how long have you been here?
I've been here for 10 years.
Oh, you said. Oh, that sounded like it was a recent thing.
Oh, it feels quite recent, but you spend time working
10
hard
years is
and
not really.
He just
Right.
like smiles and nods.
Do you get vacations?
No?
Do you want to go on a vacation? We can smuggle you on a boat. You're very small.
I'm quite large for my size, thank you very much.
Well, not compared to me.
No, not
Oh,
compared to you.
tiny
You're
bunny.
a dragon.
It is
yeah.
so fun. Such a fun shelter place. Like, I'm used to being tall, but not,
Used to be-
It's so fun.
What?
Don't think about it too hard. But anyway, we can smuggle you on a boat. And then you
No,
can have
I
a
like my
vacation.
job. I don't need to leave. I don't need to leave. No, I like being here.
But vacations are nice.
Yeah, but this is a vacation. Once you go into those caves, you're going to see things that you've never seen before. This place is magical.
I mean, yeah, but you don't need to see it every day for 10 years.
Every
It
day's a
loses some of its magic at some point.
Magic is everywhere here. It's never going to lose. It's never going to go. This place is new every day. Keeps growing, keeps expanding. The caves keep moving. Everything changes. You find different creatures that stem from these crystals. It's great. It's great to be here. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oberon's just meandering
Okay.
towards one of the crystals and reaching out to touch one.
Mm-hmm. You touch one. Roll a D100, please.
Explodes.
Really low.
Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Is it?
What was the number?
Is
Mhm.
it 5?
5.
Ooh, that's really
Turns
good.
into portal plant.
Let's see. I thought I saved it. I might not have saved it. God damn it. I did have a special version of the Wild Magic table available. I fucking lost it, supposedly. It's probably in a different folder. So we'll just use the standard one
Just
instead now. Let's see. With a 5. Okay. Okay. A halo of
no.
letters appears around your head. For the next hour, you are aware of someone you can hear is lying.
Actually, pretty
I'm
useful.
continuing to engage this guy in conversation.
Yeah.
Is this guy really happy to be here? Does he not want a vacation?
He just smiles.
Yeah, we're gonna kidnap you.
Do you guys want
Are
some
all
food
these
before you go in?
Forced vacation.
Or you already got
I
your
think
stuff?
we're all right. Do all these crystals have like super different kinds of magic? How do you even tell?
Oh, well, it's very fine details that are different. It takes someone like me being here 10 years to know the difference between one and the other. Something that's going to help you and something that's going to hurt you. So that's why having expeditionists like myself, it's it's a skill of itself.
And take an educated guess, being a dwarf, to humble him.
Hey, that's some nice armor you have there. If you could, are you like a crafter? You
I am a cleric of Moradin, to be precise.
Okay. They're elite, they are.
Certainly.
Wow. Good
Though
on
I'm
you.
not of the upper ranks.
Hmm.
You should see the stuff that my own master creates, Rollkas.
Very intimidating name. I imagine he's pretty good at his stuff.
He is.
So
He made a hook.
you're our
Go ahead.
cave diving guide.
Yep,
Which
that's me.
where are we going? Just kind of looking around.
Well, we're going to go down. We're going to go down. All of the sort of good stuff is down below. Because when the crystal is starting to grow, that's when it's in its sort of purest form. It goes through stages of coalescence, we call it, until it finally finds what form it wants to take. it is in that moment where once harvest, just before it fully blooms, you can almost kind of time it and get the right one you need. But that's deep down below. Up here, everything is pretty much as you could see it. Sometimes they just blend into one. They kind of lose a bit of potency as well the further up you go. You really need to go at the heart of these things to really get the potency. What is it you're looking for anyway? What sort of problems have you got, and what are you facing?
We are looking to imbue an item with the ability to polymorph. So
conjuration.
Something attuned to the art of transmutation, or more specifically, shapeshifting. A wizard can perform the fine-tuning, but I need a focus for the enchantment.
Okay. Is this something to change someone back or to turn someone into? Because there are different types of transformations.
We don't know.
Okay.
To
Well,
turn
turn them back.
someone into
Turn someone
would
into.
be more apt, as their current form seems to be their true form, as is.
Oh, that's a doozy. Okay. Well, we'll see what we can find. Hopefully we can find what you're looking for. I think I have a good idea of where to go. There is a spot in particular in the cave systems that tends to gravitate towards each other. As I was saying, sometimes they can spread out and be in very different pockets, and it's quite potluck. But sometimes they tend to gather into areas as well, almost like they're like tribes, if you think about it that way. So we'll get diving, and we'll see what we can find. If that sounds good with everyone.
Certainly, but before we do, these crystals seem somewhat similar to a project of mine.
Oh.
And you, as an expert, I would like you to have a look at this, if you will.
Of course.
And I'll pull out a flux crystal.
Oh. It's kind of examining it. What's the idea with this then?
I'm growing these with a magical apparatus. However, I've not yet gotten to the stage where I can influence its nature. It's mostly random. Useful for enchantments, but difficult to apply.
Okay. Well, you give me something to think about. Whilst we're traveling, I'll give it some thought in the old noggin, and I'll get back to you on that. Maybe after all of this, we can work together and try and find fine-tuning and see if we can help you out with that.
Yeah, when you're on your vacation.
I don't need a vacation.
But for now, take one. I have multiple.
Oh, thanks. Well, a trade for a trade. And he hands you a small crystal that he carries at his side.
Was that a lie? Was it the truth?
Everything he's saying is true so far.
Oh, he does actually not need a vacation. I don't trust him.
He's not being abused.
See, he believes he's telling the truth, but that only points towards being mind-washed.
Oh my lord.
This isn't normal. No one is this happy to be in caves.
Have you seen
to be
white
fair,
men with a wife and children going cave diving? They're very happy about it.
They've been up for 10 years at a peak.
Oh, look, an extremely narrow hole.
As you're heading down into the cave, you just find these metal bands that are creating the tunnel systems that you're entering. Be the first thing that you can see, lining the walls, lining the floor in this cylindrical pattern, with mine carts in different areas going down different side chutes of different caves. People working on them still, maintaining them. There is a constant buzz of people in this area. And it's strange being in a place like this because most of the time you guys have been traveling sort of by yourselves and kind of working and having to interact with people. These people don't have any want or need to interact with others outside of just doing their job. So
Mhm.
they kind of pay no attention to you as you're walking past. So there's no eyes on you, which again is quite relaxing and reassuring because everywhere you go,
Is
eyes
it-
are on you.
I'm sure it is relaxing. Cal thinks it's weird. Okay. Place
Think
are
of
they
it.
running
Think of
here?
it this way: they're all just kind of like, "Yeah, I got my work. I'm doing my thing," and just working away. They don't give a shit. They don't. Who are you? They don't care. They're working on their thing.
She's like, thank God nobody wants to talk to me.
Um,
Uh-huh.
as you're traveling downwards, you eventually find the bands become less and less abundant as more of the cave system is visible. Some of the caves are translucent in areas where you can see past, and you can see several layers of different crystal colors just emerging behind. Someone's phone's ringing.
Yeah, Brooks.
Called out by the teacher. As you are heading down, several layers of these crystal walls are appearing in different forms and fashions. Everything is very jagged. There is nothing curved or clean cut here. Everything has a sort of jagged end to it. You see some of these machines in work. Everything is pneumatic. Everything is done manually as well, either by pressure, gears, or just manual labor. And you're hearing the tinking away, the smashing of rocks and stones around you as the carts are being filled. Whilst you are in here, you see you are not the only sort of purveyors here. There are other people that are getting resources for themselves. You see a cart being filled by an individual who is kind of like leading the charge alongside three others. He himself has a sort of like curled mustache, black in color, dark black, slightly curled hair, nothing sort of long. It's kind of like kept to itself. It's just slightly curled to the edges. Wearing a fairly sort of nice decadent clothing, long robes and nice trim along the sides. He seems to be human for the most part, fairly sort of pale in complexion. He walks alongside three others who are pushing the cart and just managing everything. You see Lanavar just look over. Oh, did you get everything you need? Did you find all crystals you wanted? Yes, I have. Thank you very much for your time, Lanavar. I'll be heading off back on my ship now. Well, good. Well, have a nice trip. Hopefully nothing goes awry. And if you need any more advice on those crystals, just send a message. Mainly letter, though. We don't really do too well with divination and spells because, the place is a bit, has some effect on that. I know, I understand. Thank you very much. I'll be leaving now. And he just walks off. Can each one of you roll a sort of Arcana check, please? Wow. It's fucking just Oberon with everything. With the
Intelligence
27,
filled.
yeah. With the 27, you can see this cart is filled with a very specific type of crystal, something that resonates with you more so than anything else because there is a connection to it that is dormant yet awake. There is something that is almost inducing towards sleep that is infused within these crystals. The way that I describe the feeling is almost like a warm milk before you were to go to bed. It feels that sort of like drowsiness, it's sort of sluggish feeling that comes from these crystals, all within this cart as he's going along. He himself has a very sort of you sense a presence, a power that he has, almost like a magician, a wizard perhaps. And the people that are with him, you can sense that there is something there. Would you like to glean what it is?
Yes.
Okay. As you
What is up with these
gleam,
people?
as you
and all
gleam
sleep
towards
crystals?
the compatriots that he's with, you see his attention is turned to you. Yes, hello.
Hello.
Greetings. You may continue with the cart. And you see them continue to push through. Interesting pattern.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm more sensitive to most than concentrated magical energies. Call it the sleepiness, drowsiness.
Ah,
My
of course.
apologies.
Yes. It is a small experiment I'm working on.
Wish you luck with that.
Thank you
Hope
very
it all
much.
goes well.
And what is it you're looking for?
Oh. We're looking to help a friend that's gotten themselves in a spot of trouble.
A spot of trouble?
Hmm.
Well, this place is rich with solutions.
Hmm.
So I hope you find it.
Thank you.
Well, good day. And he
Would kind of do like a kind of slightly dramatic like bow again
Mhm.
and like a heel turn and walk off, following us with the group. Anything vibes wise, anything weird about wizard guy commenting on the spiral and the fucking sleep experiment, which is obviously strange.
Can you roll an insight check?
I'm bad at that. Not good. I don't know shit. I don't know shit.
The only thing you can really tap into at this moment is your ability with sentiment. And as you're focusing on that, the three individuals he was with, they have a sentiment, but it seems to be fairly sort of driven. And you have moments of a feel that they are being pushed through this. Not against their will, but they've put themselves into this position and they can't get out. And he's the one that's sort of leading this. You can't really gather anything on him, unfortunately, with that role.
Yeah.
But he walks off.
That's gonna be a problem.
You see Lanavar, your expeditioner here. He just kind of looks over. Interesting guy. Down this way. And he sorts.
Hey, what's that? He seemed important.
Oh yeah, well, I don't think he's that important. He's on the ship next to yours, just outside. His name is Zerval. Zerval. I think that's how it was. Zerval. No, something like that.
You're really helpful.
Well, I'm good with crystals, not so much with names. But interesting character. He's come through here a few times before. I've led him through this morning, but other colleagues of mine have done the same and have helped him. He's gathered a few different things over the past few years, so yeah, he's one of our regulars.
Aside from the sleepy crystals, what else was the wizard looking for?
What was he looking for? Roll a persuasion check. Disgusting.
It's not 20.
Well, a lot of the stuff he was looking for was mainly built around the dreamscape.
Okay. Remain calm.
Oberon is calm. I am not calm. Oberon is calm.
Yeah, we don't know shit.
No.
Some crystals, they tend to like border different realities and different worlds, and these ones in particular aren't as common because dreams are typically in people. But there's energies out there that do tend to latch onto dreams, and well, we found as many as we could for him. Again, quite rare to come across, so I think that has been pretty much tapped out. That's why he comes by every year or so to refresh and pick up some new ones. But no, apart from that, he's picked up some other things, but I can't for the slight of me remember. It's not sure.
Dreams are all around us. They're a physical place, different time, different space, but the same time in a different place, and always and never and all at the same time. You really should go sometime.
Well, I do when I go to sleep.
No, it's not the same. Maybe one day you'll get there. And kind of claps him on the shoulder.
He's like, ooh, okay. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to go down deeper. I'm going to need to pick up a colleague of mine, a friend. He's going to give us some light as well. He can go through tighter sort of areas, and he checks sort of areas for us before we can go ahead. Nice guy. If he tries to pickpocket you, just let him. He'll give it back to you at the end because he'll feel bad. It's kind of the thing he just does. It's really weird. But apart from that, he's a nice guy. So, and if he doesn't give it back to you,
Lovely.
just tell me and I'll get it back. So,
When ships head off, is it usually on a schedule or just whenever people feel like it?
most on a schedule and mostly with notice. Because as you've seen outside, we've only got 2 sort of docks for people to come into. So we try and regulate it. We have another person waiting to come in, but they haven't been scheduled until a couple of days from now. So once the Silver Hand leaves, then another one will come in and replace it and kind of go on and go
Silver
forth.
Hand, we know that. We've heard Silver. This is a boat we've heard of before, I swear. We know this one. We know this
Is it?
one! We've heard this before, I swear to God. I don't remember where. When we were talking
What
about
is
boats,
all
we've
this-
100% heard this before. When we were on the boat, we've heard this name before, and it was a problem then when we were looking into
When
it.
we were on the boat, it was a year and a half ago at this point. Oh god.
I'm like trying to search for where this possibly could be, and I think I may have already packed the. Nah. Oh, we have heard of this before.
Yeah,
I had
no,
crack
no.
theories at the time. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back after this session,
Sure.
and I'm gonna find
You
it.
can roll a history check if you want to see if you gather any information from history or.
Oh.
18?
That's okay. It's all good.
You have come across this boat before.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
When you were in the Ebeth Dynasty, and you were just before you travelled alongside one of its ships, you were docked in a small town in the middle of nowhere, and you would come across a scene where a spiral pattern was left in a tavern, and
Yeah.
a seeming moment of mad sentiment was sort of infused into the people there, and everyone went feral. Everyone had a bit of a moment of madness when it happened.
Yeah.
But you only saw the aftermath of it. And the only other boat that was docked in that
Yep.
port at the time was a boat called the Silver Hand.
God damn, Brooke. Your
It's
memory's
him.
insane.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn.
We have to go get him.
That was
We can't
ages
stay
ago.
on here too long.
Interesting. Okay. So they're connected to the void stuff? That's
That's
fun.
bad. That's a problem. That's such a problem.
So just down
I
here,
don't.
and he's guiding you down.
We have no priorities, man. So Oberon connects those two things. Immediately panics internally, and then I want to telepathically link with Olren, and basically goes, "Do you remember one of the first times we saw the spiral in that tavern where everyone went mad?"
Where Kel stumbled into that hole.
Yes, the Silver Hand, the wizard's boat that just left. It was the other one that was there.
I recall we were informed of them at the time, them being suspicious. Do you think they are related to the incident.
He recognized the spiral on me. Said it was an interesting pattern. It's him for sure.
Together with the dreamscape crystals, it seems almost certain.
And the guide can't remember what else was taken out of here, but if he's coming every year, it's going to be more than just the dreamscape crystals. He's a wizard, he's manipulating their minds somehow, making them forget or remember something different. I don't know if we should stay down here. I mean, if he's not leaving, if the next boat isn't scheduled in for a few days, maybe we can pry, see if he's leaving tonight or tomorrow, but maybe we spend a few hours down here, go up, and then try again another day. This is not that it's a bigger problem, but if he leaves, we might not be able to find him again.
We need answers, but we can't get them while he's in port.
We try.
We can't explain these connections that only we know of to the authorities here, and we can't fight them.
He seemed to at least acknowledge me. Maybe I could go speak to him.
A more subtle approach. Yes. Well, I'm unsuited, but good idea.
Okay. I'll try and ask if the ship's going out, but keep an eye on it. I don't know. Keep the feelers out, I guess. And Oberon would kind of just pep up and turn to our lovely guide and goes, so if the next ship isn't meant to be coming in for a few days, does that mean the lovely wizard with the curls is in port this evening?
Yes, he'll be leaving in the morning. He's planned to leave in the morning.
Oh, fantastic. Should all go for a drink then if you've just been working for him as well.
Oh, yeah, sure. Can do. I can introduce you guys if you want.
Oh, lovely. So maybe just a short expedition today, get the lay of the land, and then heading back out and packing for a full day tomorrow. Good plan?
Yes, I agree.
Agreed.
Okay. Then we'll expedite some of the top region first, and then tomorrow we can go deeper down if that's the plan. He starts leading you around and about. Can each of you roll a nature or an investigation check as you are in the caves, searching and looking around?
Side tangent, Oberon's also kind of looking for glamour crystals or anything that could be used in that vein to like make basically transforming clothes / armor. Like minor level, nothing crazy, just like mostly for the aesthetics and vibes.
Got that.
Robbie's just
This is
not
my
rolling
third
at all.
too!
Yeah. With both Olrin and Oberon, two of you sort of having a bit more of a detailed eye for these things, both Oberon being more in tune towards the arcane, the magical, and having that sort of feeling of empathy and sympathy in the air. Meanwhile, you have Olrin, who has a detailed eye for diamonds in the rough. The two of you begin to go around and you pinpoint some areas that are sort of marked down by Lenovar as he's kind of just, okay, we'll make note of these. We'll kind of like make sure we'll come back to this later. As he just kind of like nods around, points over to a couple of things, like notes it. You now, essentially, the two of you have a couple of options that I will send you as to what type of crystal you would like to try and procure. The following day will be the harvesting of said crystals, as it's all being noted down today, since this is now a quicker expedition rather than doing the entire thing, as the harvesting of crystals will take time. As mentioned before, to crank the sort of device takes a round, so you have to go at it several times to find the specific spot, etc. So you do the sort of lay of the lands first. For both Alicio and Cal, the two of you will have a lesser sort of choice of options to choose from, but you will still get something nonetheless. So they're also sort of areas that marked down, and we will go through those sort of between now and next session, as I will send you information separately. But markings are made. You have a small guide that walks alongside you, Alfie the Kobold. He has sort of several elements of wicks and candles that he has both on his shoulders, on his arms, on his head. Different ones illuminated at different points, depending if he needs to crawl on his side. He'll just kind of like flick it on and then continue to crawl where need be. So he's pretty much lathered up in wax for the most part, as he just kind of like smiles along and sees all of you, and he just like looks at your stuff as well as he's just there and smiling. But he doesn't really say much. He just kind of smiles and just leads you through everywhere. And he's the one that's pretty much going down between any crevices, tapping against the crystals, and he has like a keen ear, and he seems to be trying to find the weaker spots, and he drags his claw into them to mark them for where to strike when you're doing it the following day. But the lay of the lands is done. You find what you need. The next sort of day, you'll then go in to excavate and to perhaps dive deeper to find some of the more precious gems. But with limited time, as you wish to do something else, you head back up to the surface after a few hours of just surface level investigating, and you come back up. You see Lanavar looks around. So, do you want me to come back and meet you afterwards on your ship for some late night drinks, or what would you like to do? There's no tavern in our settlement. We just kind of bring our own drinks and.
No need. We have good drinks. Just come over.
Oh, okay. Can I bring some friends?
Sure.
That's. Are you sure? I don't want to be sort of getting in the way with bringing extra people if it's a problem.
No. I mean, we weren't quite sure of the protocol when coming here, so we feel a bit bad, to be honest. Put all of you in an awkward spot, so feel free to bring some people. We'd love to get to know everyone a little better.
Okay.
Make up for our bad manners earlier.
5, 10, 20?
However many friends you have.
Oh, that's a dangerous deal, but I accept nonetheless. I hope you have a lot of booze. I'll bring some extra anyway. It's a lot of rum that we have laying around.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, well, I'll bring the small army, and we'll see you on the ship afterwards.
Booze, the one thing Oren has in spades.
Okay. With this sort of arrangement made, you begin to head back to your ship, and now you see the sort of lettering, the name of the Silver Hand on the other side of the ship, which you hadn't seen because you were docked opposite it. You see people boarding it. You see a motley crew of people put together as they are preparing and sort of checking things over, putting the cargo in. Nothing out of the ordinary. They seem to be presenting a very standard affair. Anything you wish to do?
Wizard Man?
No, he's not currently on the deck. No.
Okay.
This fuck ass bitch.
Hey, we don't know.
We don't know
yet. We don't know yet.
We don't know, and we don't know. We don't know anything. This is just a suspicious wizard connected to the spiral somehow.
This is Robbie speaking. If it is who I think it is, he's getting a whooping. He's dead. Anyway,
Well,
How do you suggest
Only
we
parts.
approach this, Oberon?
Well, information is the game. If he's a regular client here, then even if it's under some other influence, they're not gonna just let him free. Oberon is saying this to Olrin telepathically,
Sure.
not out loud.
Interesting you say that.
oh boy.
Yes.
On the method of approach, we are in need of a wizard for our plans. I'm not suggesting him, of course, but approaching him with an offer, maybe a natural way to start a conversation. Perhaps a way for you to glean some information.
Invite him over to help out with the project. Mislead on the details a little bit. Chat to him. Some other methods. And would kind of just like cough a little bit and just
Oh, are
start
you
moving
getting a
stuff
cold,
around.
Oberon? That's not good.
Why
Are
are
you
you
getting a
both
cold?
staring intensely at each other? Is everything alright?
Yeah, it's just I think those crystals are affecting me a little bit more than I thought. I think it's just, with the energies of it all. Mind links to you as well. The guy on the ship next door, the wizard, he's a bit of a problem and we need information out of him.
Ah, I see. Well, hopefully it's not as hopefully it's not a continued problem and we can deal with it quickly.
No, you were staring sanity at each other.
Alicia slowly turns to Cal and gives him a look.
What's that supposed to
Ignore that.
mean?
Oberon then connects. Oberon will then mind link with Kyle. Goes, do you remember that the pub with the spiral where everyone went crazy and there was a boat there before us? That's
Yeah.
the boat.
Oh.
I imagine
Oh my
Kel
God.
staring immediately at the boat,
Yeah.
eyes wide open.
The massive dragon. The boat.
I'm going to have a bit of a nap before the party later. Just try and sleep some of it off. Maybe clean up a little bit. And we'll kind of go down to
There's gonna
the
be a
rooms we
party?
have on the boat.
Yeah, we
Yes,
invited
the guard, all his friends, hopefully
Lanovar's
some of the people
coming.
from that
Bring us friends,
boat,
Oh,
some
and
of the
we're
other
going to
people
find
that
out
are in
if they're
town at
all
the
mind
minute.
washed.
oh.
I don't think they're mind wash. He wasn't lying about wanting a vacation. I think he's just happy to do his job.
I think that he wasn't lying.
Richter looks over the deck of the ship down towards where all of you are. You see he's drinking like a small cup. Why are all of you looking at each other?
Richter, we're having a party!
What?
We need to get all the booze out of the galley.
I thought we were
We
just here
invited
for
a
the
lot of the
day.
workers. Yeah.
No, we're gonna be here a few
We made
days. And we're
friends.
having a big party. So we need all of the booze, probably all the booze.
Well, no, Lanovar said he'd bring some, so.
I still think we're probably gonna need all the booze.
Are you
Well,
okay?
well,
Are you all
having-
okay? What the
While
fuck
you are
happened
having
down
this
there?
conversation, Oren
The
is
case are
stacking
very
booze
interesting.
from his bag of holding.
Do we have time before this? Never mind, it can wait.
Well, they're coming around later, so we might want to decorate a little bit. Maybe lock, some of the doors.
You don't have to decorate. These people don't go on
Well.
vacation. They don't care about decoration.
Well,
You don't go
we
on
could make
vacation.
we could make this a vacation. It can be a vacation-themed party.
It can't be a vacation when we're right in front of the door.
I feel
Owen's kind of
Decorate a
windowing
little
and
bit.
goes downstairs to lie down and
Sure.
change a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
brush their hair.
Okay. Oberon goes down, prepares. The rest of you, what do you get up to?
Good freaking question. So we haven't seen the wizard on the ship, right?
No.
At all.
He could be inside the
Alicia-
ship, but you don't see him on the deck of the ship.
Can Alicia be just taking a stroll around the deck? Not around the deck, sorry. I'm not going on their boat.
Yeah, on the
Around the
port.
docks.
Yeah.
Around the port, just kind of journaling or taking in the sight sort of thing, but keeping an eye out for him or anything slightly out of the ordinary happening that's not already been disclosed to us.
Okay. Roll a perception or survival check.
Gotcha.
Let's see if you got some luck now.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
I'm gonna reroll that. I don't even care.
Damn.
Okay, whatever.
It got slightly better. It got slightly
That's
better.
slightly better.
The sort of dockyard workers, you see them lifting over the crates and kind of preparing things in hand. Large crank-based kind of lifting straps as well as cranes are used in tandem to lift up and to place these crates inside of the ship. They have an area in the middle which opens up completely, and you can see the crates are dropped very carefully inside. This is all being sort of directed and commanded by both the dockyards, but also one of the members of this ship, which you had seen kind of pushing the cart. A large Goliath that has sort of grey skin. It's not uncommon for Goliaths, but you can see the striations, the patterns across him is sort of storm-based. So they seem to be a storm Goliath. But typically they're a bit more sort of vivid in the blue, and the lightning streaks across their face and body seem to have a bit more of a vibrance to them. For him, they seem to be a bit more duller, a bit more subdued. Perhaps he is an older Goliath, but he is currently just gesturing, waiting for them to drop them down, gives a nod of confirmation. You see no sort of foul play involved with this individual, if there were to be any concern to begin with. He seems to just be working as a deckhand, as a crew member, and perhaps he's the first mate of this ship. But all of this is happening, and you can overhear the conversations of the different deckhands where they mention that the captain of the ship is inside. So you know he's inside of the boat, if he is the captain.
I didn't really have a good excuse for talking to their captain, really. Yugi, is it a good idea to be sneaky? Probably freaking not. Does the cabin seem to be kind of facing the docks, or is it away from the docks, if you know what I mean? Like if there was a window to it.
So there are portholes. This isn't a sort of warship or anything like that. It's got no cannons, it's got no defenses. It's very similar to yours. Yours doesn't have any either. It's a merchant vessel built for traveling and containing items and taking them across sea and in rough weather. So a lot of it is reinforced. It's all very well prepared, but it's also built with long journeys in mind. So people who would be sleeping inside would need to have some element of the exterior with windows. So the cabin areas do have portholes to them. They're not overly large. They're just small circular ones and maybe no bigger than 1 foot in diameter. But they are stationed at different elements. Where the captain would typically sleep is just underneath the helm in a sort of more luxurious suite. And there is a sort of longer piece of window that's at the back end that goes all the way across from port to starboard. But it is thin. It's no thicker than half a foot going across. It's probably just for the people inside to see the horizon so they don't feel as sick when they're feeling the jostling of the waves.
Damn. Okay. I just come up with the idea. It might work, it might not work.
Since you are looking at this and you rolled a 17, you can see that there's a flicker of fire inside, probably creating a bit of ambient light, as well as shadows of something moving within. So there is someone at least within that space.
Okay, but I would be very much visible if I were to get
Looking
that,
at someone's porthole, staring through this like thin gap. There are plenty of workers on this island that you will be spotted unless you work with this, and it seems to be a regular occurrence.
You know what? Fuck it. We're going with the doctor approach. She's gonna just approach the boat, see anyone who's there, and ask if he could speak to the captain.
The Goliath at the moment is currently
On your
busy. As you walk up towards the passerelle to board the ship, you see another individual kind of present themselves. A high elf individual, very sort of tall but lanky in arms, and the elven elements are quite pronounced. Pointed ears that flop to the side slightly. They're probably from the Fey realm, but they are a high elf, so they've got more exaggerated features because they've lived there for such a long amount of time. Silver, almost grey hair going slick back past the ears. Sort of dark brown eyebrows and a bit of a goatee as well. And they look you up and down. Yes? You are our neighbors, no?
Yes, that's correct. I was wondering if I could speak to your captain briefly. I heard him mention having done some studies on sleep, and I'm a practitioner of medicine, and I've been looking to write a medical article of some sorts, and I can always use insights from other people, testaments, essentially, if he's comfortable with that sort of thing, of course.
Yes, he is. Come with me. And he'll lead you into the ship.
Where the fuck is he?
There is a large staircase that descends downwards, past all of the shipping containers. You can see the containers here are secured and well strapped down, as the Goliath is here currently ratcheting them into place so they don't displace when they're ongoing, as they'll be leaving the next day. Alongside him, you see another elf, this one a wood elf, feminine figure. The hood that they have is kind of like thrown off, and it's more of like one of those, what are they called? Poncho. Just like a poncho around the sides and kind of like dangles past the shoulders, so it's slightly longer and it looks to be more weather worn. So they probably do the night shifts and they're probably a bit more used to the harsher weathers and environments. And you can see their skin is quite weathered as they've been out and about. The skin is quite sort of dry to the point where it resembles like wood, like a wood elf itself, but more sort of the features a bit more prominent as the features are sunken in and pushing against that skin sort of design and pattern that they naturally have. They are currently going through a list and making sure that they have all of the necessary sort of supplies here, doing an itinerary check. They all move past and let you through as you are walking up to the captain's quarters, which are just beyond the sort of storage in the center of this interior space. You walk up to the side. You see he doesn't knock, just opens the door and kind of lets you in. Inside, you see this sort of candelabra in the very center. A couple of notes left around this wide table. Very much like a lounge area for the ensuite. You see a large bed to the left-hand side, some wash basins and other small utility-based things that they would have in the room. Furnished, not overly so, it's just quite practical for the most part. And you can see he's currently gathering the papers together and placing them within a cupboard to the side. Please enter. He gestures for the chair in the center, next to the candelabra.
Approaches, but doesn't sit down yet.
Thank you, Macarvellum. You may go back to your business. Of course, sir. And closes the door as he leaves.
Well, I asked your companion, but I think it's better if I check in with you as well. I'm a practitioner of medicine, and I've been meaning to write an article about benefits of sleep, perhaps even dreams, and I thought I heard you mention something along those lines, so just seeing if I could pick your brain, maybe have your testaments in the article or an interview, if you're comfortable.
Of course, certainly. Always happy to help someone in the very necessary arts that is medical care and pushing advancement forward. Could I give you a tea?
Of course.
He walks over to the back end of the room where there is a small sort of unit, rudimentary, with some basic equipment for cooking and small implements. There's a little stove fire that he turns on from a small nozzle and just lets the kettle begin to boil. Please ask away.
Well, if I could get your name, just so I have it jotted down first.
Of course you can. It's Zerval Fars.
Just grabs a little notepad and starts writing. Thank you.
It'll do you no
and-
real good. I have no titles or anything.
That's all right. It's just general practice to give you credit.
Fair enough. You always need a name
I-
towards something.
If you prefer to stay anonymous, I can just shorten it to initials.
I do not mind.
All right. And what exactly is your occupation?
Well, I'm an experimenter, an investigator. Mainly my two trades. I work with
assuming
select few people and help them in their times of need. I have a patron that I work for that gives me good coin in exchange for, well, helping them out.
I see. And this is more arcane based then? Not divine or druidic, I'm assuming.
No, this is based in, well, a mixture of a few things. Mainly shadow magic.
Out of character. Oh, really? Anyway, oh, I see. I didn't know it had correlation with sleep.
Well, it is the closest thing to sleep. Darkness is on the very precipice of dreams. To sleep, one must have their eyes closed. Not always, but it helps. Darkness envelops us and dreams take over.
So, would Shadowfell be connected to this in some sense?
Not in the experiments that I'm carrying out for my patron. This is something beyond that.
I see. And in these experiments, have you found that dreams have been beneficial? Or the opposite?
Dreams are a mess of their own. They are a little too hard to harness. For myself, I tend to leave that to the experts. I just allow the bridging and to create the necessary means to my patrons' wants and needs.
What is Blood talking about? Alicia just nods politely. Well, personally, I don't necessarily sleep myself in the traditional sense, being an elf and all.
He
Would
brings
you-
over the teas as they are now poured and places one in front of you and sits opposite.
Just writing things down in this notebook, kind of nods to the tea, but keeps writing. Would you say that creatures that don't necessarily need sleep but can do so would benefit from doing it?
I think it is a pity if someone can't dream. But even a warforged can dream, so if they can, they are almost an inanimate object. It is something beautiful to witness. But again, that is not necessarily what I'm attempting here, especially for my patron. What I'm trying to
If-
do is to harness the capabilities of what dream can do, its possibilities, rather than the dream itself. For a dream is creation at its closest. It's a way to gather information, to pile it into one space, to form ideas from a collection of minds. And it is almost the perfect question and answers, really. You would get the best results if you had just a gathering, a small room's minds, without anything to sway them or change them. All recompiled into one space, easily formatted, and easy to digest.
So, what you're suggesting is some sort of controlled lucid dreaming.
Exactly.
I see.
Being fully asleep isn't always the best. Finding that middle ground. It is a shame that you don't dream yourself, but I'm sure if you tried hard enough, you would. Everyone can. As well, these materials here in this island are fairly extreme, and using them will allow anyone to at least enter that realm.
Do you think they have the potential to, for example, cure an insomnia?
They have the potential to keep someone awake for indefinitely, to keep them asleep forever, to bring something that was forgotten back to reality. There are many different avenues that dreams and these crystals can empower and push upon.
And just to be sure, I'm assuming you will be placing safety measures in that case of bad actors and such,
Well, of course.
or children and people who may not be fully aware of what they might be going into.
Where is this going? This story of yours, this hypothesis?
Well, I am a medical practitioner, so forgive me. I tend to fall on the more practical side of things. I'm not quite imaginative.
What about the mystical side? You can't be completely pragmatic in this world. There are things that exist that don't truly make sense to the logical.
That is true. I am a cleric myself too, so I do have my
sense the
own faith.
presence of divinity.
But I do try to not have it meddle in my medical papers too much, and not to fly too well with my colleagues, per se. But I believe there is space for some spirituality and healing practices as well, which is kind of this paper.
Hmm.
Sleep is something quite unknown to us still, how it functions, and dreams too. Who's to say there isn't some healing properties to them? As you said, if there is these lucid dreams that we could have more control over, maybe it could help people who struggle with nightmares or memories that come to haunt them, or unresolved issues. I've heard at least people who dream that sometimes the dreams aren't quite literal, but just a reflection of their waking life.
All very poignant, and all very correct. You remind me of myself when I was younger. I was similar in the ways that I was very realistic. I wanted the tangible, the real. And sometimes that was what gave a safety, that gave at least a form and function to how the world works. You burn water, it turns into vapor. It gets cold, it turns into rain. The cycle continues back and forth. It's natural. These are the forms, these are the powers that be. I never quite paid attention to them. But I think you should. The spiritual, the gods, the powers that are, they grant insights that you wouldn't make the most out of life. These things need to be accepted. And in some cases and instances, perhaps you should listen to those voices. Follow what they ask, and all will work out.
So, if you had one thing you could say to those skeptical, a sentence or two, what would be your closing statement?
Wake up.
Very poetic.
I've enjoyed this conversation.
It was very nice to pick your brain. Always interesting to see different perspectives. And thank you for taking your time and out of your day to help me with this.
No, thank you. And as much as I enjoyed all of this, well, I hope you at least remember something from it.
Excuse me.
And have a nice day.
Thank you. You as well.
As you're walking out of the room.
I'm being very careful because this guy is creeping out Alicio.
As you walk out of the room, you look back down to your notes momentarily. And as you're walking out of the door, it's blank. You wrote everything down, but it's blank. And as you step out of the doorway, you were just entering this room. Now you're on the opposite side. The entire conversation that you had with him, you do not remember at all.
Do I know that I don't remember something? Like I basically have a gap in memory?
You walk in, and in the memory, you're just walking out. And you just, there's this sort of like, you're seeing a room that you've just walked through a second ago, and now you're walking back into it.
He's gonna stop for a moment.
Do you fancy a tea?
Thank you again. Oh, is he saying that from inside?
Yeah.
No, no, thank you.
All right. And he just walks off.
He'll walk out, go back to the party.
You're ushered off
My day.
by the high
Sorry,
elf.
1 second.
He escorts you off the ship. Is there anything you want to do?
Blow up the no, I'm kidding. I'm not.
I do want to point out Cal, who probably saw Alicia go on the boat, disappear, come back out, is literally staring at the boat like.
Alicia is gonna walk back.
For Cal, Alicia was in there for about half an hour. For Alicia, it feels like it's just been a minute.
Yeah. Would you say... Do I see the position of the sun, essentially, has changed?
In 30 minutes, you can roll a nature check to see if you can notice any difference.
Because my cape does match the sky,
Yeah.
technically. Nature... 17?
It's slightly darker. Some other crates, as you entered the room, all the crates were filled. The entire space was packed. So a position of time to where the boat was half empty to being completely full. It passed in a matter of a split second. So you know that some time has elapsed. And you don't know any of it.
Let's go back to the ship. Well, whoever this guy is, he's dangerous.
Why? What did he tell you? You were in there
We
forever.
were on the ship, Cal!
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
And Alicio will hold on to his deck. And try to see if he can sense if Nebula is around.
Can you roll a wisdom check?
Sure. Not 20.
She's here.
Nice.
She's present.
Have you, my lady, do you remember anything?
To talk
Or
with
have
you,
you
she
been
does
there?
have to appear.
Yeah, when we get on the ship.
So you get inside, and
Yes,
you
yes,
summon.
yes, yes.
You ask her to appear. Okay. She appears.
Cal outside.
She appears. Well, that was interesting.
Bad news.
Well, I don't know. You walk in, you walk out. The stars have
Was it-
shifted. But I do not know what's happened.
You also have no recollection of it?
No, I do not.
We need to kill this dude right now.
Did something happen?
Alicia looks. Well, presumably I went in there. Time passed, and I don't remember a thing. I do not trust this individual. And I don't trust this entire place. If anything, I don't feel comfortable staying here. There's people who can leave gaps in our memory like that. Do I see if my notebook is ripped? Any of the pages from it?
None of the pages are ripped. It's as though the ink has completely vanished and any indentations left on the paper are no longer there. It's as if you were just writing on air.
What the fuck? Bro had an ink eraser too, I guess. Do I sense traces of... Wait, do I have detect magic? Hold on. Frick! I don't. I have dispel magic. Right? Yeah. Not good. If you couldn't sense anything or remember, that means it can affect you too.
This is something very potent.
Did you sense anything in me change during that time?
No. It's as if nothing happened.
That's not good.
No, it is not. Hello? Hi. I've brought my friends.
Get attack!
Yeah, Cal is just ushering them on board, being like, yes, get.
Alicia is skedaddling to Oberon and Ulrin and being like, we gotta go right now.
Oberon's like just put like glitter in their hair and is like walking out to like start the like function, like wielding 2 bottles of booze. Like earlier plans still in like swing, just like
We gotta go.
they're here. We can't leave. There's a schedule. We can't leave. We need the rocks. We need the stones for the item.
And
We need them. There's nothing else we can do. We've got to stay. We can't leave. It'd be so suspicious if we ran away now. The pirates would get us. We can't leave.
The ship begins to shift back and forth as more people board the boat, leaving it to sort of lean side to side as you're.
I'm gonna try and stabilize it. Just kind of oh, boat.
okay,
It'll be fine. It'll be so good.
No, it's
I'm gonna
not
chat to him.
fine.
It'll be
I
great.
have a 30-minute gap in my memory, Oberon, and even Nebula can see what happened. That wizard is bad news. We need to go. Cal, the transformation, honestly, can't wait. We leave as soon as we can.
Well, that probably isn't until the morning anyway, so we should join the party. We should be the least weird.
Me being the least weird is not joining that party.
Maybe I'll join. Just. I'm sorry about this. This was the other plan. We should talk more about this later, but I don't think we should leave them upstairs on the boat. Just,
Where's the party at,
sorry.
guys? We brought the booze.
We can't leave until the morning. We can talk to them tomorrow. If you really want to leave, we can talk to the port authority. I'm sure they'll set us free. We can just say that we decided to go a different route and head off.
Okay. Just be on your guard, please, and don't go near him.
Everyone would kind of nod and then just like basically bound up the stairs wielding 2 and just like shout to the whole like "Ah!"
Way! They all raise their hands up. The party commences as people begin to gawk at the dragon that is present. 3 people have gathered around Flee as they just look into its center eye, just like staring into an endless void. Flee. Flee flew. Flee flew. Flee flew.
Oh, no. Second coming of Mercedes Dragon.
Gotta interrupt that. What the fuck are you doing?
The party continues as all of you are sort of creating this buzz on the ship. You see the silver hand opposite you. A couple of them have sat up with chairs looking over towards your boat, and those of you that would look over, you would see Zerval just wave and give a sort of bit of a salute from afar as he raises his drink, and the group of them just drink amongst themselves, just watching along. But that is where we'll end today's session, as we'll see where this goes further. Hey, look, I snuck in that silver hand thinking that maybe it'll just be missed. But
I remember.
Yeah.
I fucking remember.
This bitch ass when Ven gets to you. When Ven
We don't know it's him. We don't know if it.
Well,
we don't know it's for sure him. No, we don't.
100% him, bro. We
Lied.
know. I know. It is
Light on
him,
the
bro.
spoilers. I don't and do not want to.
it's not a spoiler.
I didn't even say his
you-
name.
Does Arden know who name
I
is? No.
His
Yes.
last name
Why?
is like false. Like
Because
it's not
you
a real
guys
name.
keep telling me shit.
Ah, so true.
Well,
bitch ass.
we'll figure all of this mystery out in the next session next week. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Follow us and do all things rollxplay, because we have plenty of campaigns to be catching up on if you are on a D&D drought. We have 3 campaigns that we run every week. This one on Tuesdays with this cast of lovely people to my right. It is right. To my right. Actually, it's my left in camera, I guess. If it's flipped, though, it's weird. These people here. We also have a couple of them joining us on Fridays and Sundays, as well as other cast members. So join us for those. And yeah, follow us on Twitch and YouTube to stay up to date. And we'll be streaming very, very soon once again. So take care, enjoy, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.